Today's video is made possible by our good friends at SimpliSafe, where there's no safe like SimpliSafe. Beloved, welcome back to the shop. Did you see in the news morning where a certain state actor has turned cell phones or possibly pagers into destructive devices? It's more important now to have an alternative communication source. Now, we've been talking about the Radio Made Easy, the collaboration with Evan, the 3 radio kit, and getting sorted out on a communications, a completely independent system of the cell phone towers. Because here's what's going to happen, we've already seen it. In the event of a crisis or rebellion or who knows what, one of the first things they're going to do is they're going to kill the internet and they're going to kill all communications, and you are going to be without. So the next logical step after you have some good handhelds, it's a good base-mounted radio. Today we're going to be installing the man-portable kit that Evan put together for us in my Superduty, and I think you're going to enjoy this. We're going to start with the antenna, and it's super cool and super modular. You're not going to want to miss this. So let's jump in and we'll just start putting the antenna together. We're going to be installing the man pack in my 2020 F350 Superduty. Now, I don't want to drill holes in a brand new truck, and I don't think you either, so we have a very clever solution for that. Mr. Evan, bless him, has sourced this really cool custom-made stainless steel antenna bracket that's going to work on your trucks where you don't have to drill holes. This will fit all of these models. This is the company, NCG. I'm not sponsors, I don't know, just go over there and find it, see if they got one for your truck. Normally, this is the trash they get you. You have to put self-tappers into your fender, not very skookum. This is going to work with the existing body mounts, so let's see if it fits. This antenna kit is for a right side mount, which I want. I don't want it on the left side where it's going to obscure my vision, where I'm going to be looking at it all the time. The aerial for the FM antenna, of course, is on the left for that very reason. But this is custom made here to fit in these body bolts. It looks like we can either do this one or this one up here. I think, which one do I want? I think maybe this one, if we can get it without rubbing here. Let's pull this body bolt out, and then we'll carefully close the hood and just make sure there's no conflict. We've got a very nice pre-bent stainless steel bracket. This is going to be nice and clean. It's going to put it up close to the other antenna. Shouldn't be any conflict because radio antennas, you know, they're just for receiving. They're not made for transmitting. Actually, what I'm going to do, this might stay here permanently. So we need to worry about galvanic corrosion. That's when you have dissimilar metals, i.e. aluminum and stainless steel that are touching each other. They'll corrode like crazy. So we need to create a barrier between them. The antenna mounting kit came with these little foam squishies with adhesive on it. To be honest, they're a little bit cheesy. I've got this rubber barrier, this membrane that I use. This is the stuff that we used on top of the deck joists to kind of waterproof it. And this is just a lot better quality stuff. So I thought, why don't we just lay this in here like this, nice and neat. And this will create a nice rubbery seal that will separate the two metals and also prevent, you know, rubbing the paint off. I think that this is probably a better product or something similar to this kind of self-healing stuff for this application. Of course, everything doing is worth doing right. We certainly wouldn't want to be confused with a filthy East Coast man. No offense intended, of course. They also included this little star, kind of a lock nut. Oh my goodness, I didn't. I put the gummy tape on the wrong side. You see, the Almighty has a sense of humor. East Coast man has just had his revenge. He's laughing at me right now, rightfully so. Yep. Can it be salvaged? I think so. This stuff's pretty tough. Serves me right for being a smart aleck. How about that, gentlemen? Does that look a little bit better to you on the rock side? All right, let's here's that star nut. So this will go on here with the factory. That's a factory fender washer. That's a real fender washer there. Do we want that? Do we need that? I don't know. That's kind of cheesy. It's already, bolt's gonna be too short already. I'm not gonna use that. I don't think that's necessary at all. Take your victory lap, East Coast man. I'll take the L on that for sure. You know, actually, if that twists, that's gonna be metal to metal. I'm gonna just one little extra bit of insurance here. I want to take care of my truck best I can. It would not be a Wrangler Star project without doing something 3 or 4 times, as many of you like to remind me, but it is true. Actually, that's a little bit better foam than I thought it was. It's actually kind of nice and rubbery. It kind of feels like an OEM style of insulating foam. I'm guessing we're 4 to 5 minutes into this video and we haven't even put one bolt in yet. Standard. I didn't even foam up too high. Here we go. Here we go. Count it. Go ahead and count it. This is the 3rd time taking this bolt out. All right. That's a really nice mount. Let's see if the hood clears. No. Let's pull it out again. For goodness sake, ask me why I don't just go get an impact gun. I'm not exactly off to an auspicious start here. I got every tool known to man and I'm messing around with a ratchet. What are we now, 6 minutes in? We still haven't accomplished anything? Oh, come on. Let's cross thread it just to make sure that the day starts off just right. Oh, goodness. Give me strength. Back to the ratchet. I think that's not cross threaded. No, it's just a little bit tight there. Oh, boy, it's awfully tight. It's awfully tight. You know, I think I put all that foam back in there. It's gonna rub a little bit. Let me pull all that off of there now. This is starting to get embarrassing. This is my reality, gentlemen. All right, take that foam off. See, that's got an oval in it, so it does have some adjustment. So I'm going to push it to the extreme outside there. I can bend this a little bit if I have to, but that's going to make my aerial all crooked. I don't want that. Here's our antenna. So, you know, Proho doesn't know about these sort of things because I'm not a nerd. But my man, Sir Mr. Jiraiya, is actually really into radios, and he said that this is the best of the best. Made in Japan. This is who makes this? Comet. He said Comet is about as good as you can get. Very high quality. And this is going to pick up everything from ham all the way up to aviation. This is the cable that's going to go to the antenna. I believe that's all gold plated. Top of the line. Radio Made Easy doesn't mess around. If you get something from Evan, it's going to be all checked out. He's a very smart dude and he's very particular and he demands quality. So we routed this cable right here down through, kind of following where the aerial for the FM antenna, down the bottom, toothless. What are you doing in here, good girl? What are you doing in here? Through this drain plug right here. Now what I did is I punched a hole in this. Actually, let me go get my tripod so we can do this together. I've never caught it in my truck before. Here's the cable coming from the antenna, so I punched a hole in the drain plug, little tiny, like a 1/4 inch, so it fits and seals around that cable. So a nice clean install, very simple. I don't want anything really permanently mounted. I want to have options, and we're going to talk about options here in a minute, but we can just put that factory drain plug in there, and now we'll run this under the carpet. My manservant has pulled all this apart for me here, and we're going to run this through under the console. Are you seriously in the vault? Hey, are you in the vault? I call her Toothless because she looks just like Toothless on How to Train Your Dragon. Or I think she does anyway. Oh, you are the funniest thing, are you not? Goodness, I just love this little critter. So sweet. Beloved, as most of you know, we were in a level 3 evacuation of our home not 3 weeks ago from a big wildland fire to the north that was threatening our home. Mrs. W and I took great comfort knowing that our home was protected by our Simply Safe security system in the event of people that tried, or looters would try to take advantage of the situation and break in and steal. I want to show you how we set up our system, some of my favorite features, and why I think Simply Safe is the best value and the best security system on the market. Anyone who approaches my front door is going to be met with an array of security cameras. One of the cool things about the Simply Safe system is that a lot of the stuff is wireless, and you can set these up on these magnets anywhere. We have full 360 coverage of wireless cameras that we can monitor on our phone from anywhere in the world. From wireless doorbells that we can play audio through, we can answer the door from our phone anywhere in the world, and no one would know if we were home or not. Proho is not very good about keeping keys, and I have wireless entries or punch keys in which do my deadbolt so I can let myself in when I don't have keys on me. And let's say someone did make it through the front door and into the foyer. Well, this is Simply Safe's exclusive 24/7 live guard protection and smart alarm indoor camera. Within 5 seconds of this camera activating, we're going to have folks that are at Simply Safe monitoring speaking to any would-be intruder, and if that doesn't work, they'll be able to call emergency services and get law enforcement on the way. Also, all of these cameras could be used anywhere in the world. You can monitor and speak using the Simply Safe app. With the app, you can access all of your cameras, as I said, anywhere in the world, and answer your door. Let's say your UPS driver comes in, you can answer, you can give instructions, whatever, through the camera. And what's cool is when you shut these off, if you have any concerns, you get an actual shutter that goes over the lens. So you know that nobody is watching you because they can't see through that shutter lens. There are so many cool features when you're building out your system. I, for one, put a panic button next to Mrs. W's nightstand. She can simply reach over here and press it and activate our full security system. We have a full array of door sensors on all doors and windows. We have motion and glass breaking sensors in the case someone wants to come through a window. There's so many different sensors you can choose from when building out your system. We have water detection sensors under the washer and dryer in case a hose were to break when we're away from home. There really is no limit with what you can do with the system. This is the wireless keypad that we put by the door. You can activate the alarm when you leave the house. If you forget to activate it or you want to turn it off because someone's coming over, you simply visit the app and you can have complete control over everything. All of this comes at a cost of about $1 a day. There are no hidden fees. You can cancel whenever you want. There are no contracts. Also, I have a special offer. Our friends at Simply Safe are offering 50% off of your system if you order today. Plus, you get a free indoor security camera, and your first month is free when you sign up for core monitoring. If you'd like to start building out your own system like ours, go to simplysafe.com/WranglerStar, where there's no safe like Simply Safe. So the cable will run up here, and it will just park right here. There's actually a little hole right there for it to go in, and then we'll have our antenna in the security, or our man bag in the security vault because there's power in there. Let's go get the radio together. Oh no, let's put the antenna on. So this screw has got 2 flats on it for a wrench, and it's got some teeth on there, so it seems to me that this mounts up under here, and that kind of keys in there. And this, well, that's really nice. It's got a gasket on it, so this, I'll put the wire out to the back so it doesn't snag on stuff, and we'll tie all this, zip tie all this up here when we get it routed. But that'll essentially just run right under there. There's plenty of room in that panel gap. And then we'll get on these flats. Yeah, that looks pretty good right there. Now the antenna, I'm assuming, is just gonna thread right on. There's a waterproof gasket in there as well. And then this will make contact, that's on a spring. This is really high, this is nice stuff. Nothing but the best for a radio made easy. Man, that is nice. Just hand tight. Excellent. I fear having this antenna on here is going to draw attention from the ham radio crowd, which I don't want to talk to. That looks good. It's got a little bit of a layback to it, but I don't really care. It's just going to be more aerodynamic. We could put the tweak on that and bend that if we wanted to. But look how good that cable fits in there nice. Might put a little bit of a, we'll put maybe a little piece of shrink tape on that or something. Actually, it's already got its own. Yeah, that looks good. That's fine. That looks great. Poor Evan slapping his head right now thinking, why in the world did I get involved with this clown? Okay, so the reason why we want to have one of these base-mounted radios is 10x power. 10x power over the handhelds, and they really do, they all work together. So this could even be used as a mobile repeater. So this is a tremendous capability. I don't want this permanently mounted because I want to have the option to quickly unplug it, pull it out, and use it here in the shop as well. So I don't need multiple radios when one will do. So this is Evan's, of course, the notorious $400 custom-made bag that triggered so many people. We don't need to get into that again. So how this works is I'll just kind of build this up for you. So this is all, there you go, okay. Velcro. It has two sides in case you didn't know. This will encase the radio here, and then we're going to install it into this awesome case. The Man Pack with its own power supply. So we've got Velcro that's going to grab this, and so I've got these cardboard sheets in here. This is a very clever little trick. This is the way you can slide Velcro in and then position it where you want it without fighting all the stick, right? You can get it exactly where you want it, because this is a bespoke bag for radios, and we want to be able to close this zipper and not be putting anything in a bind. So probably somewhere right in there, and then we can yoink it out. And now that is locked in there. Did we get it in the right spot? Yeah, we did. So this little plug here is for the mic, so we can plug that in. And the only other thing we need to do is we need to extend the antenna plug so we can easily plug it in. So down here on the bottom, all right, that's good and tight. Now this is the power supply. We're going to have multiple ways to power this, so we'll just feed this guy right through here. Wait till you see this. This is a really cool setup, how we do all this. With the radio in, now all we have to do is, this is going to hook up to our antenna with, what's this thing called? I always forget. I wrote it down here. BNC. A BNC connector. So all of our radio stuff, scanners, and everything are all compatible. So any of our antennas, everything is cross-platform. So we need to hook up that, and then the Anderson connector here for the power. So we have two options. Number one, Evan has built lithium batteries that we can run this external. So if we want to have this whole kit standalone, independent of the truck, we plug in the Anderson connector here, idiot-proof, even for Proho. This stores inside, and now we're good to go. We can run this whole radio independent. He also includes room in the bag for a regular magnetic mount. So if you have a steel body truck, the reason why I can't use this is because the truck is aluminum. So this can be used as a standalone. You can put this whip antenna on here, boom, you're ready to go, and the Slim Jim, which gives you more capability. So this is a completely independent system. Also, here's the AC adapter. This will charge the battery. So if this is in the truck running off the battery, we could essentially just plug this in, because the new trucks all have inverters. It's charging the whole time. But what we're going to use is this, the regular cigarette lighter. Am I dating myself? The PowerPoint adapter, which all vehicles are going to have, this is what's going to power the radio indefinitely off the vehicle. So let's go install that now and see how it works. All right, gentlemen, let's figure out how we're going to run this. So the first thing we need to do is get power to it. So I'm going to use this cigarette lighter adapter with the Andersons. I could also plug it in here or plug in the AC adapter if I want to charge the battery. But inside my vault, ouch, this has a factory security vault. There's a power point in there, which is super, super nice. So that will come on when the ignition turns on. That way it won't drain the batteries, but no matter, because Proho has dual alternators, as you know. Evan very thoughtfully sent me an antenna cable that you can take this big old chunky end off of. Now, Mr. Jiraiya was telling me that when he installed his, he had to drill like a 3/4 inch hole through the firewall to get this through because this is so big. But this is so svelte that you could pretty well poke it through anything. So this goes on here. It's got a couple flats. Don't judge, gentlemen. I've never done this before. You know, there's a learning curve to all this stuff. Snappy Tom to the rescue. Okay, now we're connected. We have power. We have our antenna in the console. And these consoles are made so they have a little groove cut out there for your wire. And check this out. We have our base station ready to go. Here you can see these little cutouts are for just something like that. So this is really, really nice. I can just hang out right there. This is the external antenna. And then the power is already in the console. So if we boot this up, look at that. And we can close the console and lock all that up and secure it. The more is this antenna setup is going to work with my scanner, which is what I really use a lot. You know, since I bought this, I don't leave the house without it. If I'm on the freeway and I'm in the traffic, you know, you can always hear what's going on. But using the same antenna that's on the outside, what I found with the scanner was it didn't work very well with the short stubby antenna being inside the metal vehicle. I didn't hardly pick up anything. Now we've got the antenna outside and we got a twofer, right? We can use the same antenna for the base unit, for the digital handhelds from the Proho 3 radio kit, as well as the scanner. This is super, super, super nice. What are you doing under there? What are you doing under there? And that, gentlemen, is all there is to it. It was very simple, easy install, no drilling. I didn't have to tear up my truck. Shout out to my friend Evan for putting all this together. Radio made easy. If this has been a barrier to you like me, I think most of you realize the importance of having independent communications for your family. It's critical, more now than ever. Evan is a good dude. I've met him twice. He came out here and got us all set up, and we did a podcast together. Got to meet his family. He's one of the best, just some of the best people I've ever met, and I'm very, very proud to be cooperating with him and having him as the official radio comms guy for the War Band. It has just made everything so simple for us. So if you've struggled with radios, I encourage you to go over there, drop him an email, tell him I said hi. He will get you set up, tell him what you want to spend, and he can get something in your price point and get your family up and running with some comms that are simple and easy, because I know it's complicated and it's a big learning curve with this stuff, and he's cut through all of that and just made it easy, as you see. Even I can do it with all of my problems. May God bless you and your families. Please keep us in your prayers, and we'll see you all on the next video.